Breaking the wall of the green transition. Johannes Stangl, Falling Walls Lab, Austria.
How can we decarbonize our economy? This is one of the defining challenges of our time. We need to do it fast, and we need to do it in a way that causes the least social stress. This is the very complex challenge of the green transition. We at the Complexity Science Hub Vienna think that computing power, data, and complex systems models can help us in designing new policy measures to navigate this challenge. From our recent research on supply networks, we learned that the economy is, at its very basic, one giant complex production network of firms. This hairball that you see here is actually the complete economy of Hungary, for which we were able to reconstruct all the supply relations between firms from actual data. Each dot that you see is a firm, and each link is a supply relation between those firms. All of these firms create benefits for society. They produce goods and services, they employ people, but they also produce greenhouse gas emissions. So the core task of the green transition can be understood as a reconfiguration of this complex production network. This reconfiguration has to happen in a way such that emission reductions are maximized, while at the same time social stress is minimized that might result from this transformation, as people might lose their job, or there might be a lack of certain goods and services. So if you were given the task of rapidly reducing emissions, what would you do? Which companies would you be targeting with your climate policies? A good guess would be to start with the biggest polluters, force them to change their production processes. Of course, this would result in the highest emission savings, but chances are high that you are targeting a highly socially relevant firm in terms of jobs, in terms of goods and services, and in terms of other firms being dependent on that firm. So this might result in a lot of social stress. How can we circumvent this problem? We have come up with a more elegant approach. We have developed an algorithm to quantify the social stress a firm might be causing if it would be removed from the production network. A firm stopping its production can cause ripple effects through the economy, and the sum of overall lost production gives us a proxy measure for the social stress. We combine this measure with a firm's CO2 emissions to identify those firms that produce a lot of greenhouse gas emissions but only carry a little risk of inducing additional social stress. So these are the ones that should be the targets of climate policies, as the economy and society would suffer the least from the downtime of these firms due to changes in their production processes. Simulation results on the Hungarian economy look very promising, as you can see from our figures down here. With our data-driven approach to identify optimal targets for climate policies, we can show that there is a much more targeted approach with which we want to break the wall of the green transition. Thank you so much.